Many people might recall the 2007 first-person shooter game Mass Effect, released in 2007. In the game, you play Commander Shepard, whose goal is to save the galaxy from a mechanical race called Reaper. Along the way, as we've seen in many games in the past, and even games today, you can form relationships with certain members of the game, particularly mentioning romantic relationships. And in this game, well, you can choose to have intercourse with an alien. I know, it's really not that surprising, but at the time, it was actually a very controversial thing that took place.
When social development is happening. And here's how they're seeing women. They're seeing them as these objects of desire, as these, hot bodies. I mean, they don't show women as being valued for anything other than their sexuality. And it's a man in this game deciding how many women he wants to be with.
As we're all aware, this isn't real. We can all agree on that. It's a video game. It's not real life. It's just fantasy. There for your entertainment, but some people on this planet actually believe that they had intercourse with aliens and even have human-alien hybrid babies somewhere up there with the alien people. I'm at the bridge, and today we'll explore 5 alleged true stories of people who claim they've had intercourse with aliens. Have you ever felt like you don't belong? Like you're different? Well, what if you are an alien, ET, human, hybrid? They came by, beamed your mom up one night, and she had the best sex ever. That probably isn't the exact premise that these people try to claim, but it's probably something very, very similar. The US-based Hybrid Children Community is an organization that claims there's a race of lizard aliens who come here, take women, and create a hybrid breed of humans to better the Earth. Apparently, the children are being held on these ships conveniently and will one day return to Earth. We don't know what this will look like, but one day they will come. It's always one day. Many people who are a part of this community claim that sex with aliens is the best sex that they've ever had. The group was founded by Sharon McCormick, a woman who is in her late 60s, and Bridget Nielsen, who is in her late 20s at the time of this video. Bridget Nielsen charges $65 for an over-the-phone session so that parents who believe that they have conceived these hybrid children can communicate with them. Bridget has described the experience of intercourse with aliens as a super raw, primal experience. The hybrid parents claim that their children exist in a dreamlike state, which is very interesting. The choice of words, dreamlike. We're all aware that we're all here to make babies. That's why we get older. That's why weird things start happening. That's why we start getting funny. That's why people start changing, We're all here to make babies. And for men around the world, it's a rite of passage for us to, try to make a baby with someone. Or just for our own satisfaction and pleasure to. For David Huggins, his first love was an alien named Crescent. A documentary released in 2017, Love and Saucers, details the experiences of David Huggins with E.T. In the trailer for the film, he holds up a picture, a painting that he did, and he proudly smiles, and the name of the picture is titled Virginity Lost. At the end of it all, Huggins found real human love. He has a son, and who knows what they think about this. They might just be like, let the guy do his thing. He reports that his son has not experienced any alien encounters, so there's that. Pretty interesting. All in all, I just have to ask, Why was he so important? Having an affair is something that is very bad. Depending on how you look at it, depending on your perspective, but it's a damaging experience. One man in 2015 came forward saying that he had had contact with aliens, among some other things, if you know what I'm saying.
Clearly.
You went on to have non-holographic sex with an alien called a lion lady. Mm-hmm. Yes, and although you weren't attracted to her, yeah, you said that wasn't really what it was about. It wasn't like what we have here, where there's sort of, for the majority of people, there has to be a sort of attraction. It was for other means.
In 2013, he claimed that his mother was a 9-foot alien with 8 fingers and that he had fathered an alien baby named Zarka. This alleged affair caused a strain on his real-world human relationship with his wife. What makes this whole story interesting is that Simon Parkes was a public figure involved in politics. He was a Labour councillor, and Labour is a party in the UK, just so you know. That's what he was. In the town of Whitby, in the ward of Stakesby. Hope I said that right. If I didn't, oh well. Simon claims to have very clear memories of having contact with these aliens. Recently, a few years ago, he resigned from his role as counselor to focus on his job as a driving instructor. Who knows what he really is up to now, but he appears to have a website, simonparkes.org. You know, China, huge country. It's one of the biggest countries on the planet. But despite that fact, we haven't really had any, how would you say, alien encounters, which is quite interesting. Wouldn't you think that aliens would be everywhere? Do they have something against the Chinese? There was a lumberjack, Men Zhaguo, who had a sexual encounter with an alien one fateful night in northeastern China. The year was 1994, and I'm sure he'll never forget this night for the rest of his life. He saw what appeared to be a helicopter crash in the Dragon Mountains. So, like any reasonable person, he set forth to collect the scrap. As he made himself to the clearing of the crash, just as he was able to visibly see it, he was struck in the head. He awoke in his bed later, not knowing how he got there. Several nights later, he awoke to an alien, 10 feet tall, with 6 fingers, floating above him, copulating with him. 40 minutes later, the alien finished the deed and phased itself through a wall. And that's when he woke up and he said, "This is all a dream." But he didn't. He took to the public his story, and that brought him to national acclaim in China. One could say that because of this incident, his life improved for the better. Became somewhat famous, people know who he is, and his life changed. He got a job at a university, and, things are looking up. But now he seems to be kind of embarrassed of his past, and he denies that he was actually the first man ever in China who claims to have had intercourse with an alien. So this next one really isn't a tale, so I'm kind of cheating you guys. But coming right at you, what must be some weird theory, something strange, coming straight out of some weird 80s, 90s horror movie, some B film, a parody film, the truth behind aliens and why they come to Earth. Dr. David Jacobs has uncovered the cause behind why people are abducted by aliens and why they probe us. They're not probing us to dissect us, they're doing it to get the goods. David claims that people abducted by aliens are taken to some weird waiting room area where they're examined by aliens and then taken. Some tests are done to them, and the aliens perform this procedure where they touch your body. They take their hands and just fingers, just float it over the top, perhaps caressing you a little bit, tucking you in, making you feel comfortable. Does that feel good? Apparently, the purpose of the alien abductions are to procreate. Sometimes they have intercourse with us. But Dr. David states that their interest in us is not a sexual interest. Their main goal is to harvest sperm and eggs through a process where they stare at you and make you feel really uncomfortable. The last one wasn't really a story, it was more of something to corroborate or to show how someone has a theory that's similar to what these people believe, that the aliens are coming down here to get the goods from us, to procreate, some might say to make babies. And really, the inclusion of this is mostly just my interest in how these people have varying degrees of ideas, and also how all too human-like their perception of these creatures are. If aliens are real, you can't really say that they would embody a human-like shape. So what do you think? Do you think aliens are real? Think they're fake? Let me know. Tell me what's up. Also, subscribe. There will be more videos. That's not a threat, even though you might interpret it to be one. Like my Facebook page. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at the bridge. Thanks for watching. Care to plenty.